99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here, we are joined by New York's own. We got the Car Bomb Parade right here, live on the radio station airwaves. Will, Nikki, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am doing great, best I could possibly be. I got to say, it's a pretty darn nice day down here in Ontario. I know we kind of got relatively the same weather as you guys got out there in New York City, but it was a pretty nice day.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Cool. Algonquin College? Oh, there was a high school named Algonquin near where I lived, where I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the radio program, so technically I'm broadcasting right now from my dorm room, from my residence. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Very
I got a
cool.
makeshift studio. I'm a radio student, then I do my own radio station at night. So radio student by day, radio station owner by night. Man, you can't really go wrong with that.
That's extremely awesome. That's extremely awesome. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing Punk World Radio for about 3 years. Previously, before that, I had my own little hip hop station that I did for about 5 years. Pretty much the same thing as this. I interviewed like Julio, Naughty by Nature, but I don't know. Punk rock has always been my thing, and so I got into this, and then blah blah blah. Long story short, I decided to go to college for radio, even though I'm already in radio. So I'm doing shit half-ass backwards.
It's okay.
That's how we do.
I like to do things a complicated way, teach myself a little bit, and the stuff that I can't teach myself, go to school for it.
That's what I'm screaming, dude. Get it done.
But I know you guys are busy individuals, and of course, this is about the Car Bomb Parade tonight. So I got to ask you guys, taking you back to the very beginning, what's the story behind the Car Bomb Parade? Like, how did you guys actually first meet and come together to form this band? Because you guys are absolutely kick-ass.
Well, go ahead, Will.
We met via Craigslist, so we didn't know each other prior to forming the band.
We were both attempting to kill each other, and just worked out great.
Neither one of us has succeeded yet. But yeah, it was a Craigslist ad. I just wanted to start a punk band. I didn't have any general direction. I think I threw out every subgenre of punk band you could think of as an influence, and this guy showed up. We jammed on 4 very different covers, and just to get a feel for each other. And it was.
I thought we had more than that. Didn't we do 6 or something like that?
I don't know, 4 or 5.
I remember we had a whole list, and we were practicing for hours. The first practice.
It's been 11 years. I don't remember every one of them, but yeah.
And at the very beginning, did you guys actually ever want to implement some of those covers actually into one of your guys' earlier on records? Because I do know a lot of bands very early on, they kind of do some covers, maybe add it onto their EP or something like that.
I don't think we talked about recording any of them, but I think pretty much every cover from our first practice, we ended up playing live, early on. But recording covers, I don't know, was always weird for me. I'm like, what's the legality? How do you do it? How do you get the rights without getting, sued or taken down or whatever? So it never really crossed my mind.
Well, we did do 2 cover recordings.
Well, later on, he's talking about the beginning.
Okay.
And we actually, I was definitely talking about the beginning. Especially when you first get in the music industry, it's hard to actually kind of understand what's really going on unless you actually know people that are currently doing it. But covers are definitely, like you were saying, Will, covers are definitely kind of a little touchy thing. You never know who's going to get pissed, who's going to go Metallica on your ass, and who's not, right? So
Exactly.
It sounds rough, man, but Metallica. If you even download one of their MP3s, they're crawling down your neck.
Yeah. Talking to you, Lars Ulrich.
I don't fault them. They were right about the whole Napster thing. It's been 25 years. I think they were right.
I got to say, I definitely agree they were right, but I wasn't really a Napster guy. I was more of a LimeWire type of guy myself, but that's still not any better.
No, and you probably fried your computer in the process.
The thing was, it was my parents' computer, but yeah, definitely fried their computer a couple times.
That's good, yeah.
But also, we got a fan question here from HXC88 New York. He's like, is Nick friends with Leon Scott Kennedy, RPD?
Okay, I can be friends with him. Just say, Message him and say we're friends now. I guess.
We're all friends now. Is that Esteban? That's Esteban. Shout out to him because he said he was going to tune in with his whole family tonight while they were eating dinner. So if that's him,
Well, happy
hello,
dinner,
family.
everyone.
Enjoy your
I hope
dinner.
you're eating something delicious.
Well, hopefully this face right here on the very left side of the screen doesn't make you actually want to, like, repent your food. So hopefully looking at this, you can keep her down. But I have to ask, guys, because obviously normally I don't get into this type of question, but you guys have one of the most unique names and honestly kind of kick-ass names I've ever actually seen in punk rock. The Car Bomb Parade. How did you guys actually get that band name, man? And I gotta ask, does it actually ruffle any feathers out there? Because we all know 2025, people tend to be afraid of their own shadow, or offended by their own shadow, I should say.
I don't think we ruffled any feathers with it.
I don't give a shit either way, but no, not that I know of.
You want me to tell the story, Nick?
You could go. You could tell the story because you could even say some of the names we thought we were going to use.
Sure. So the name came to me in a dream. This was the very end of 2013 when we were getting together, and the Boston Marathon bombings had just happened around that time. So I was having a dream that I was attending this marathon. But as dreams tend to get crazy and weird and lucid as you go on, the marathon turned into a parade. And then instead of runners coming around the corner, it was parade floats, and they all just started exploding. And everyone's running around screaming, "Oh my God, it's a parade of car bombs." And it's just total anarchy. And then I woke up, I had the name Car Bomb Parade in my head. And I told it to this guy, and he loved it. I actually didn't like it at first. I was like, this is dumb. It's stupid. And I had all these generic punk rock names I wanted to use, like the Gutter Snipes and HKD, which would stand for Hate, Kill, Destroy. and he luckily shot them down because it would have pigeonholed us into like that, that hardcore punk corner, and we would have never gotten out of it.
I gotta say that is probably one of the most wildest dreams I've pretty much ever been told that has happened to an individual. But you know what? It makes sense, and honestly, I think it just makes the band name even more badass.
It's 100% true.
It's a good one.
And August 28th of 2014, 11 years ago, you guys actually released a 5-track EP titled World War Anthems. I was wondering if you can tell us the story of this amazing album. And of course, is it actually still available to be listened to 11 years later today in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's on all streaming services. Physical copies are sold out, so you can't buy it physically anymore, but you can absolutely be listened to anywhere you stream your music.
We may go back through and do physical copies again of everything, but as of right now, not yet.
Yep, that would be cool. How'd you come up with that name though, Nick? I don't think I ever asked you that.
World War Anthems? I thought you came up with it.
No, you.
I thought it was a good idea. I don't know. I don't know. Well, first off, what was really cool is a childhood friend of mine. We recorded that in his basement studio up in Leominster, Mass. And it turned out fantastic. And man, we did that, 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
It was 2 or 3 days.
And it was primarily done on a laptop in GarageBand.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really any fancy studio stuff. It was as DIY as it could be. It was really, I think we paid him in a microphone and a case of beer.
Yeah, we got him beer and a microphone.
Yeah, that we used to record vocals. So it worked out.
So that's Greg Nicodemus of
Shout out to Greg.
Yeah.
And I also read as well that it was actually mastered by Frightbox Recording as well. I don't know, did that guy, I believe his name was Bobby, did he get a case of beer as well out of it, or did he get a little bit more than what Craig got?
Wow, I'm sure we actually paid him. We didn't physically master it with him. He was someone that I remember that I worked with in a previous band, and I liked the way he mixed and mastered. So I just sent it to him because he was really the only guy I knew. And it probably didn't cost us that much money, but yeah, it wasn't done in person. It was just, here are the tracks, make them sound good. What do you want in return? And that was that.
Yeah, I think it was like $100 or something like that.
Probably not even.
Not even.
And I gotta say, one of my favorite tracks off that record is actually "Fuck Your Gods."
Ah,
wow. I don't think we've played that song live in 10 years.
We will, though. We've wanted to so bad. It's like one of our favorites too.
That song is Ruffled Feathers, not the band name, but that song for sure.
Oh, remember that night in freaking the first show we played? I almost got murdered.
You want to hear a cool story?
You know what? I think not only myself, but the viewers and the listeners of Punk World Radio FM want to hear a cool story.
Go ahead, Mr. Bullets.
So I thought it'd be hilarious, right, to wear a priest shirt to a venue, right? And I was like, you know what, I'll do it. I think it's funny. So I showed up to Will's. I went to like a priest supply store in Westchester. And I walked in, I was like, I'm looking for a priest shirt. And they're like, oh, what church you in? And I made up like a church name. And, and I bought this shirt, right? So I get to the Bronx. We were playing, Davey Hooligan of Enziguri set us up with a show down at this place, Alfie's, right?
Alfie's Bar, pub.
That was our very first show. And like we went to go get food, and as we're walking down the street, I'm not thinking that I have this priest shirt on. People are like opening the doors for me and stuff, and they're like, afternoon, how are you, evening? And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. All right. So we go and we do this show, and we're like being irreverent and fun and doing our car bomb parade thing. And at the end, this very large man, it's like, I don't appreciate what you did. I prayed every day, and I just got released from prison yesterday. I was like, oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that. And welcome back.
And he had rosary beads tattooed from his wrist to his elbow. So he was serious.
He was a serious Catholic.
He was very upset.
So that's when I knew that we were doing the right thing. It was working.
I could only imagine the people in the crowd just front row watching you guys, and all of a sudden car bomb parade comes on and you're wearing a freaking priest shirt. I mean, I don't know, man. That's some badass shit.
Well, it may happen in the next two shows again. So just stay tuned, everyone.
You never know.
I have to sew the buttons back on the other one.
You got to give people a show. Every band wants a black T-shirt and their favorite band, and you got to give them something to remember. So,
well, I got to say, it's hopefully the guy that threatened you and didn't appreciate you wearing that shirt. Hopefully, he didn't become a car bomb parade fan and is watching this, because then he knows he's not going to appreciate it a second time.
I hope he is a fan, and I hope he's doing well. It ended up being all right, but it was definitely a very stark moment, and realizing the power of what we were doing. That was kind of cool, and it was a blessing. So what the fuck? It was another reason to keep going. Fuck them all.
Please tell me you guys actually played that song as well. Fuck your gods while wearing that.
Oh,
That's all I gotta ask.
Oh, 100%.
That was a staple.
That was the fourth song we ever wrote. So for the first year of the band, that was played probably every show.
See, that right there is something.
Entering your gates, and I love that fucking song, Will. Why do we not play it more?
We'll talk after.
But March 22nd, 2019, you guys actually released your debut full-length album titled Opiate for the Madness that was released on Knuckle Down Records. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind that record deal, and of course, how did you guys get discovered by New York's own Knuckle Down way back in the day?
So we were
Was that Larry?
Yeah, the head of Knuckle Down Records is Larry Spawn, and another guy named Brandon, and we were friends with them from the scene, just from playing shows. And then
Hopeless Otis and Butt
Pyrite and Bedpan Fight. And in 2017, they said they were starting a local label. They wanted to showcase talent from the New York City area, so we were one of the first bands to be asked. And it was pretty much an easy decision. It was a label run by friends, for friends. So yeah.
And I got to say as well, it's a killer record, man. I believe I saw even on Bandcamp that you can still actually buy yourselves a copy of it, man. So
yes.
And my apologies, Nikki, for actually interrupting. Or my apologies.
No, I interrupted you. I talk a lot. Just keep going, guys.
Yeah, Knuckle Down still has a few copies, and I think we have 2 left because we just sold some at the show we just played over the weekend, and I was looking at our inventory. We have 2 copies left on CD.
That's it. The last 2 copies.
That's it. Get them now.
Get them now before they disappear. The next show. $22 million a piece.
Or they even end up on Discogs for even more, man. Because people tend to buy albums, know they're at a print, and sell them at a ridiculous amount of money.
You know, it's funny. Our
already
EP, Death, Destruction, Chaos, Filth, and Greed was actually sold on Discogs for $15, and we still have copies of the CD like that we sell for $5 or whatever people want to give us. So, shout out to that person who overpaid.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't benefit us, but
no, man, just keep playing music, spreading it around.
Yeah.
Let's get rid.
And we have a comment here as well. It's not really a question, but just a comment. We actually have Nation Music saying the Car Bomb Parade performance at AMH was insane.
Oh, Coquito.
Coquito!
Yeah. one of our big supporters out there. Thank you so much. Yeah, he was at the show this past weekend. Love that guy. His whole family is great.
Chat window. Nice. Yeah, dude.
And
thank you.
And also as well, January 25th of this year, you guys actually teamed up with RBNX to release a split project. I was wondering, how did you guys actually get connected with RBNX? And of course, what was it like just working alongside them for this split project? Because you guys, honestly, man, such a killer project.
Thank you.
Dude, that was a good time.
We've how long have we known those guys? 6-7 years now?
Almost since the beginning.
Yeah. I guess we just
They've been
crossed
around
paths.
since the beginning. Yeah.
I guess we just crossed paths, like, you know, at a show. Didn't know them prior, and then we played with them and just became really good friends. You know, like-minded in the way that we, you know, think and write. So it just seemed like a good fit. You know, they approached us and said, "Hey, we have some songs we wanted to put out, and we see you have some new songs you're about to put out. What if we did it together and just all self-finance this record? You know, we all split it amongst each other. It won't cost too much money." It was like, yeah, of course. It was a no-brainer. It's like, we're really good friends. We love those guys. We get along with them so well. And like, if you listen to it, it not that we sound the same, but it sounds like a cohesive record. It sounds like both sides work together. It doesn't sound like two very different bands just randomly paired together. Like, it just works.
They're so good, RBNX. They're so good, and they're awesome live. That's definitely a big win for you to go see. They're awesome.
I 100% agree. I'd never seen them live, of course, but I gotta agree, definitely phenomenal band. I had the opportunity to interview those guys. I believe it was last month or a few weeks before. Honestly, such a killer band. Super nice guys as well.
Yeah, I love those dudes.
And also, we do have a fan question actually from My Ghoulish Adventures. How did the band adapt the raccoon as its mascot? I've never asked.
I don't know. Just kind of happened.
That's all you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. So, like, we were trying to figure out, like, maybe we should have, like, a logo or something that represents us and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't know. Why don't we go for something that represents everybody we can think of? And that's mildly disturbing, but also cute and fun. I was like, you know what everyone knows? Everyone knows what a raccoon is. And, you know, no one really wants to pet one, or you really want to pet their babies, or they're scary in an alleyway, or they're cute in a tree. And I was like, they're like the perfect thing. And they're black and white. And, you know, why not do a raccoon? And, and we love them. And we stuck with it. And it's a whole hell of a lot of fun. And it's a really good representative of being feral and chaos and community and I don't know, furry people.
A raccoon is never afraid to be itself in front of you. It'll always show you exactly who it is.
It'll look you right in the eyes.
And it's taken off for us, like, big time. Like, every day our Instagram gets DMs from people who are sending us raccoon memes, raccoon photos. Like, it's snowballed, and like any raccoon content we share in our stories has been sent to us from somebody. I don't go seeking out anything and posting it. It just keeps coming in and won't stop.
Yeah.
And not to mention, man, raccoons will rip your freaking face off, and then, like, as you're laying there bleeding, they'll just, like, knock over your trash can and start eating your garbage. So I mean,
just like us.
Besides this job, this is my full-time job, but I do wildlife work on the side, and I've had them run at me in chimneys and stuff like that, and they're terrifying as hell. And they're a lot of fun, you know. And when you get the babies, you could cuddle the babies. They're like little puppies, but then they get mean after like a month. So it's good stuff. It's everything. It's everything I like about punk rock.
Oh shit!
This is not a lie. This is true.
The thing is, I 100% believe you because it is very much true about raccoons. But the way you put it and the way you just throw it out there, it just makes it like freaking hilarious to think about.
Oh man, yeah, I'm up on like 30-foot ladders, grabbing raccoons off people's roofs and stuff like that. That is like my real job. I love them. They're fun.
But also as well, because as we already talked about, the Opiate for Madness is your guys' only full-length studio album. You guys released multiple EPs from New World Hardcore, you know, all the other ones. But I have to ask, do you guys have plans to actually drop another full-length studio album in the near future?
You want to tell them, Will? You want to tell them?
Mr. Bullets and I probably have 12 or 13 demos in the canon right now that we've worked on in 2024. Alone. So I think the next thing is probably going to be a full-length record.
Well, yeah, it's going to not think. We're going to make a full-length album.
Well, I mean, if Sick of It All calls us up tomorrow and are like, hey, let's do a split, we need 4 songs, then we're going to take 4 of those songs and do a split with Sick of It All.
If they're asking us, we should do the full length anyway.
But also as well, guys, this past Saturday night, I know you mentioned it very briefly but this past Saturday night, you guys took the stage at Amityville Music Hall in Amityville, New York, alongside Urban Waste and other killer bands. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that show. And of course, do you have any others coming up in the near future? That way the fans can come out and see the Car Bomb Parade. And potentially you, Nikki, dressed up as a priest in the near future.
Yeah. Well, we've been friends with the Urban Waste guys for several years now, which is really cool because they're legends of New York hardcore.
Yeah,
so
they're the sweetest ever.
Yeah. So shout out to Johnny and Josh Waste. Those guys are incredible. Yeah, it's always a good time to play with them. And also the FUs were on the band, the legendary Boston band.
They were so good.
And they were great.
So good.
You would never know they've been around for 45 years or whatever, 44 years. It's like just incredible. And it was a really good show. It was a good turnout. A lot of people had nice things to say. We sold a lot of t-shirts because, you know, we're basically glorified t-shirt peddlers. We're not really a band. But
we're flea marketers with a music gimmick.
Yeah. But next month,
great way to make money.
Yeah. So next month we'll be playing at the Bridge and Tunnel Brewery in Queens, New York, with our longtime friends Crazy Eddie. They're actually winding down their career. They're gonna be calling it a day in August, so it's a good opportunity to see them play one of their last shows, and we'll be there as well supporting them.
It'll be probably our last time we play with them, won't it?
For sure, I would say so. And then in June we got the big festival in Pennsylvania, Camp Punksylvania. Big 3-day punk rock festival.
Yes, off to Raccoon City. Let's do it. I'm so excited for Punksylvania.
Yeah, we've played 2 of them already. It's incredible. I can't say enough good things about Riot Squad Media and Laura, who run that festival for 3 days and have, I don't know, 40 bands or whatever. You know, we'll be playing with the Vandals and Fear and Scowl. I mean, these are not slouch bands that we get to share stage with. It's incredible.
Jesus Christ, I can't wait to see Scowl. I can't wait to see Scowl.
And speaking of up-and-coming shows and festivals, you guys all have a crazy busy 2025, but Gwen actually asked, hey guys, any plans to hit Canada soon?
Sure.
Would love to. We know a few people out there. Nothing concrete in the works now, but you know, if you know any promoters or any bands, like, you know, hook us up. It's all word of mouth. It's all community that helps keep this thing going. So yeah, we'd absolutely love to.
Yep.
And also, aside from all these amazing shows you guys got coming up, and of course the album you guys hinted at, what is next for the Car Bomb Parade? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys do still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? We still got you here live on 99.9 Punk World Radio FM tonight.
99.9 Punk World Radio.
I mean,
we should write. Can we write a jingle for this, Will?
I mean,
99 Punk World Radio.
Want us to?
That's right.
Just keep doing what we're doing. Keep building community out there, and just keep making music, making art for people, bringing people together that way. That's really like the constant goal that never really changes.
Yeah, there's like that whole art element, like that guy Masato, who does the banners for the New York Hardcore Chronicles shows over in New York City. Do you know about those?
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome, and anyone should go to them. Drew Stone and his crew run those, and they're almost always bangers. Always bangers. Great shows over at either the Bowery Electric or the A7 now, right? I don't know.
Berlin.
Berlin on Avenue A.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all crazy good shows. I guess the best of the best, you know, for what we got going on currently and who's tooling around, and some of the new guys coming up are absolute savages. And of course, Incendiary Device. They're fantastic. Yeah, it's good stuff. I don't know why. Why did I say all that? Did I make a tangent, Will?
You did go on. We're talking about art. We're talking about art and community, and then you mentioned.
Oh yes. So Masato, like, I love the art aspect of it, and I've even had my jacket spray painted by a well-known spray painter and a graph artist.
Yeah,
and
it's all art.
It's all art and fun, and that's actually the point. Like, I get tired of the black and white shirts. You know, I want to see some color out there. And man, last year at Punksylvania, like, we got to see a little bit of that come out, and it was awesome to see that. You know, the kids came with little raccoon masks on sticks and were dancing around the pit. We gave them a whole shitload of water guns, and man, we had a great time. You know, it was just a beautiful thing. You know, bring some color back to punk, man.
That was one of the coolest things ever. We take the stage, and then everybody in the front just holds up these big raccoon masks they made and a set to popsicle sticks. We had no idea this was going to happen. It was like, whoa. It made us stop for a second, like, oh my God.
I think I was mid singing, and I just started like looking at you. I was like, Will, are you seeing this shit?
Yeah.
That's when you know you guys are doing something right as a band, when you actually have people doing phenomenal stuff like that.
For sure.
We have the best fans in the world, man. They're so good to us, and we love them so much. And we're all about coming together, uniting, and having that love power and that positivity, and having a place to scream and let go. I mean,
speaking of art, always about. Like, we were gifted this last year. It's kind of hard to see. Like, someone.
What I'll do quickly, Will, is I'll actually take me and Nick off the screen. That way, I'll make it full screen so everyone to see it.
Yeah, like, this was made for us last year at Camp Punksylvania. That's a little raccoon holding a Molotov, and it's got our name on it. Like, this was incredible. Like, it was so touching to have someone give this to us.
No,
that's actually pretty. That's crispy, man.
Yeah,
that's crispy, man.
Yeah, I keep it here in my home recording studio, so I see it every day.
Yeah. I got the picture of us that Steve Messina took when we were recording the songs for the RBNX split.
Yeah,
I have that as well.
Yeah, nice big professional size photo of all of us. Yeah.
Aww, I love you, Will. You're the best. I love you, buddy. We just had a sleepover the other night. Yeah, we got White Castles. We played punk rock music, and we woke up and played video games together, like you're supposed to.
Those three things right there are going to keep you guys together as a band, man. Straight up. White Castle, video games, and punk rock. Like, fuck, man, that's heaven.
That's all you need.
That's it, man. We were playing Ninja Turtles because PlayStation 4 dropped all the classic Ninja Turtles games.
Yeah, all the old Ninja Turtle games on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys find actually getting past Shredder, man? Because I always found Shredder was a dick to get past.
Which game?
I think it's Shredder's Revenge. I think that's the one that it dropped on all the new consoles recently.
Yeah. Well, luckily, like with this collection, you can pretty much have unlimited continues, so you can win.
Oh.
And yeah, it's not like the old days when you have to restart or keep throwing quarters in the machine. Like it's now you can just shoot and just keep going.
Just keep going until you're tired.
But I have to ask, guys, obviously I know how to follow the Car Bomb Parade across all social media platforms, but for people here in Canada that might just be discovering you guys tonight, how can they go about following you? That way they can stay updated on the up-and-coming shows and the new album that is currently in the works.
I mean, yeah, Instagram's the best. Just look for the Car Bomb Parade. We're the only ones. That's we post almost daily there. Most of our news goes there. Spotify's good too, to keep up on our music. Yeah, I mean, those are the main outlets. We keep it simple.
Yeah. And is there a better way to reach Canadians?
I mean, I guess just just squirt a bottle of maple syrup and wave some poutine in the air, and we'll just follow the smell, you know?
Listen, we come to Canada, we'll bring some Jack Daniels with us, just for you guys. We'll smuggle it in.
It's pretty bad. You got to do some prohibition type shit nowadays to get that American liquor. It's crazy, dude.
We'll trade it for Canadian whiskey.
Hey, you know what? I got some great Canadian whiskey for you, man. Get you some 40 Creek. That stuff's good. We'll do a 2-for-1 deal, man. I'll give you 2 bottles of 40 Creek just for the Jack Daniels.
For a JD, you got it, man. It's a deal.
But I got to say, first and foremost, Willie, Nikki, thank you guys so much both for holding down the fort for the rest of the Car Bomb Parade and sliding into the 99.9 FM airwaves. It was such an honor speaking to both of you. Hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, have yourselves a phenomenal Monday night and a kick-ass week as well.
You got it, man. Hey, wicked good to meet you, man. And let's stay in touch and keep things rolling and keep it spinning. And I love what you're doing, man. That's the good shit. This is the stuff you need to do. What this dude does. This is how punk doesn't die. Quit complaining about punk being dead. Fucking resurrect it.
Hey man, honestly, if I have it my way, fucking punk rock ain't gonna die. As long as I'm still breathing, I'm gonna be still doing this stuff. So the moment I croak is when you're gonna have to be like, fuck. We need another one of those guys.
We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. Yep. Anytime you want us to come to Canada, we'll come. Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. And check out the Spotify, check out all the YouTube videos. We put on shows just for you, listener, and we want you to come scream and do your thing and be a part of it, because you know what, dude, it's not about the band, it's about the party, man. Let's go.
Hey, most definitely, guys. Anything I can do for you guys radio wise as well, let me know. Airplay, any of that, I got you down here in Canada. If you send it, we here at Punk World Radio FM will definitely spin it, boys. Thank you so much, and have yourselves a phenomenal night.
Peace.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Later. That was